Sandbox MMA fans, UFC 302 just happened this weekend, and there are a few things that I want to get off my chest regarding, judging, Dana White's post-fight press conference, some of the announcements that we heard might be happening in terms of fights coming up. Just wanted to talk a little bit about it, give you my 2 cents, my thoughts specifically. Warning, if you love Jon Jones, you might want to tune out of this video now because I'm going to shit all over him because that's what I do best, the same way that he beats his wife best, that shitting on him is what I do best. So without further ado, we're going to get into Dana White's post-fight press conference here. I'm going to get right into it pretty much. So we are at 4 minutes and 50 seconds. Reporter asks a question regarding Islam Makhachev. By the way, Islam Makhachev, #1 pound for pound in the rankings right now. I believe deservedly so. He looks like the best fighter on planet Earth and the most skilled right now.
Jab in his face and kept pressure on him basically the same way he did Izzy.
Dan right here. Joe Rogan on the broadcast called Islam the perfect lightweight in there, just the size, his style of fighting, just his fight IQ. I'm curious, where do you rank him in this pantheon of lightweights that we've seen over the years?
Yeah, I think.
Where do you rank Islam Makhachev in the pantheon of lightweights? He's asking a specific question about Islam Makhachev, the guy who just fought for the lightweight title. And defended it against Dustin Poirier, your #1 guy right now. The guy that's actually helping sell pay-per-views for you, one of the only Dagestanis other than Khabib that can actually sell a pay-per-view. He speaks English, he's tried his hardest, puts on entertaining fights, unlike that we see from a lot of these other Dagestani guys. Put on a very entertaining title fight, fought through staph infection to stay in there, and ended up getting a finish over Dustin Poirier in a crazy, crazy fight. One of the only good fights on the card. What do you think about him in rankings in regards to the top lightweights of all time, Dana? Where are you going to take this?
I think he's, one of the greatest of all time. I think he's incredible. I don't think he's the pound-for-pound best fighter in the world. For anybody to call Islam the pound-for-pound best fighter in the world when Jon Jones is still fucking fighting is nuts and shouldn't be ranking in the pound-for-pound or doing any of the fucking rankings ever.
You brought it to Jon Jones. To call Islam the #1 pound-for-pounder while Jon Jones is still fighting. Is he fighting? He's fought 1 minute and 30 seconds in the past 4 years. 1 minute and 40 seconds against a heavyweight that doesn't know how to defend takedowns from not fat people. Straight up not fat people, which Jon Jones is kind of fat now. Doesn't know how to defend takedowns. Doesn't know how to defend chokes. What the fuck are you doing taking this conversation about Islam Makhachev, turning it into Jon Jones? What the fuck are you doing, Dana? Keep going. Keep glazing, you fucking cunt.
If that's what you really think. Jon Jones has never lost a fight, ever. He's fought all the baddest dudes in the
Dominic Reyes, Matt Hamill. You could also look at, him popping for steroids a million times over, DC and Gus. But anyway.
World. And then when you think about what pound-for-pound rankings really mean, he moved up to heavyweight and destroyed the best guy in the world.
The best guy in the world that did what? Lost to Ngannou? Barely? The best guy in the world that beat nobody leading up to Ngannou? The best guy in the world that won't take a fight with a top contender that's not fat and obese? The one that's going to fight Sergey Spivak, wants to fight Marcin Tybura, but said no to Tom Aspinall, the interim champion. But don't worry, a lot of people are saying no to Tom Aspinall because he is the best in the fucking world right now. The one that didn't is Sergey Pavlovich, but don't worry, Cyril Gane turned that one down. Cyril Gane also turned down Curtis Blades. That's your best heavyweight? Okay.
As long as Jon Jones is still fighting, active, and in the rankings, yeah, nobody's pound-for-pound best fighter in the world.
Well, to kind of go.
Is he active? No. Is he fighting? No. He hasn't fought since March of 23. Before that, it was January of 2020. What do you mean active and still fighting? The guy isn't active. The guy's not still fighting. Instead of fighting Tom Aspinall, the rightful #1 contender, he's going to go fight 42-year-old Stipe Miocic for a legacy fight and then go right into the sunset and retire just to go fight his wife every night because he's a wife-beating cheat. Fuck off, Dana. What the fuck is that about? This was about, is Islam Makhachev the best lightweight in the world? He is. Is he the best lightweight of all time? He is. You can argue Khabib, but I wouldn't. I would say Islam because of the level of talent that he's faced. And Islam's still doing it. He puts on entertaining fights. He's well-rounded. He likes to strike. He likes to kick. He's good for your promotion, Dana. Promote the fucking guy. You want him to turn around and make a UFC pay-per-view in Abu Dhabi and actually sell it? You promote the fucking guy. What are you doing here? What the hell did I just see? Dana just sucked off Jon Jones for a minute straight when he got a question about Islam Makhachev. Insanely biased. I don't know why people defend Jon Jones. We're going to get more specific into Jon Jones. I'm dropping my pen because I'm so fucking angry right now. Jon Jones' last fight, March 4th of 2023. That's over a year ago. That's a year and 3 months ago. Want to know what happens? He's going to fight in MSG, probably, which will be in November. So it'll be a year and a half since Jon Jones' last fight. He fought for 2 minutes in that fight. Good on him. His striking looked terrible because he missed a kick and a punch, but he got the takedown and he choked out Cyril Gane, who doesn't know how to defend chokes or takedowns, but it's not taking anything away from that win. He returns after 3 years, got his win. Why was he off for 3 years? Now I'm speculating. My money is on he's serving another USADA suspension for popping for what, the 5th time for a banned substance? So he's a fucking PED cheat, but we're going to defend him. Anyway, before he had to serve a 3-year USADA suspension, which is totally speculative, he fought Dominic Reyes. Got outstruck. Don't worry, he got his good takedowns that Reyes could pop back up from. You ask anybody that doesn't love Jon Jones and will defend him to the death, he lost that fight to Reyes 3-2. Sure, it was kind of close. But he lost that fight to Dominic Reyes. You want to say he won? Fine. It was a razor-thin decision that he barely snuck out and won and had to take 3 years off after because he probably popped for steroids. What happened before that? The best fighter in the world. What happened before that? He split decision Thiago Santos. Thiago Santos just lost to Yoel Romero in PFL. Thiago Santos hasn't won a fight in PFL yet, I don't believe. Thiago Santos got knocked out by Jamal Hill over here. He lost to... Did he lose to Johnny Walker? Maybe he lost to Johnny Walker. He's lost to a bunch of guys in the UFC since facing Jon Jones and hasn't gotten a win in PFL. This is your pound-for-pound number one guy that's fought how many times? Since July of 2019. He's fought 3 times. It is June of 2024. This is your pound-for-pound number one fighter. Your pound-for-pound number one fighter needs to be fucking active. It doesn't need to be the guy that you want to push so damn bad because you want people to fully believe that Ngannou didn't stand a chance. Jon Jones probably beats Ngannou. I'll give you, Dana, I don't think many people are going to argue on that, but the only person you're going to argue with is Ariel Helwani. Ariel Helwani's the only guy that's going to look at you and say, yeah, Ngannou would have probably caught him. No one else actually thinks that, so I don't know why you're defending the guy that has had events suspended because he refused to fight someone, Chael Sonnen. You've had a guy that's popped for PEDs multiple times. A guy that's annually beat his wife. Terrible look for the company again. This is our GOAT, right? This is our GOAT, the guy that fucking beats his wife every night. And then another dude who gets in a hit and run with a pregnant woman. This is the guy you want to defend, Dana? Dude, I defend Dana all the time. I think that people are bullshit about fighter pay. Do I think they deserve maybe a little bit more? Sure. But also, the second we see them start to get money, they don't fight as actively. So there's arguments that can be made there. I like how based Dana is when it comes to being asked questions about his certain views. His, you need to take your sponsorship down. You can't sponsor this guy or we're going to take our sponsorship away. All right, then go fucking take it away. Joe Rogan gets in trouble over nothing. And Dana White gets told, oh, cancel him. You can't put him on there. All right, well then fire me too. Like he stands his grounds on what he believes. And maybe he truly does believe Jon Jones is the pound for pound number one. Is he the most skilled fighter? Yes. Is he the best fighter of all time? As much as I hate to say it, probably. Yeah. Is it tainted? Yes. But like what you're saying is he the pound for pound number one fighter when the guy who's ranked number one pound for pound just put on a great show for you? The only fighter on the card that put on a great show for you other than his opponent, Dustin Poirier. And you disrespect him like this? Come on, man. Dana, what the fuck is that? We're going to move on because Dana White actually said something that was worth hearing in this that I actually didn't hate. He gets asked a question about judging and the scorecards.
Co-main event, Sean Strickland beat Paulo Costa. There was kind of a weird judges scorecard in that they gave it to Paulo. I think
It wasn't weird. It was fucking nuts is what it was.
Based. Finally based.
It was insane. That guy should never ref a big fight again. They should kick him back down to the minor leagues and let him work on his judging. It's unbelievable. I mean, how anybody who isn't an absolute fucking lunatic.
What he means to say that isn't, how do I put it, anti-American, anti-free speech. You know where I'm going with this?
Could call that fight a split decision. I don't even know what to say about that. It's insane. That guy shouldn't be judging big fights.
Completely right. Shouldn't be judging big fights. 49-46 Costa when Strickland debatably won. 50-45. I had it 49-46. I do give Costa the first round, but Strickland won 2 through 5, and he could have won 1. Clearly won that fight. But they tried to rob him because Sean Strickland's very vocal. He's outspoken. He says things that you might not want to hear. Is it ridiculous? Yeah, he says things that no one should say, but guess what? He fucking says them, and we live in America, and it's free speech. You don't have to take what he says as anything realistic, but when he gets in that octagon and he fights and he wins and he's the number 1 contender when he should still be the champion, in my opinion, and you try and rob that away from him, that's bullshit. He had no business taking a fight with Paulo Costa, but he's a company man and he did it, and they tried to fucking rob him. Now, I don't think the UFC tried to rob him. I think that specific judge in New Jersey tried to rob him. That was a disgrace, but that's not the only bad scorecard on this. Go to this, and this is the fight that I'm talking about. 50-45 for one judge to Strickland. 49-46, one judge Strickland. Are we watching the same fight when you score it 49-46 to Paulo Costa? Are we watching the same fight? Because I don't think so. He landed 28 strikes to the head. What the fuck are you talking about? Now, he blasted great low kicks. He had some good body shots. But he didn't win a round other than maybe round 1. He could have won round 5 if Strickland didn't knock him down at the end. And look, they don't even call that a knockdown. You could have not called it a knockdown. But like overall, 49-46 is an arrestable offense. Get rid of that guy. Finish. You don't need a scorecard here. This is the correct scorecard. It was 29-28 Nico Price. 29-28 Randy Brown's what I scored it. It could have gone to Alessio Dos Santos. But here we get another terrible fucking scorecard. 29-28 Kopylov. 29-28 Kopylov. 30-27 Kopylov. 29-28 Almeida. Kopylov got a knockdown in the first round and outstruck Cesar Almeida, the glory kickboxer. Beat his ass. Round 2 comes around. Cesar Almeida's really putting the pace on, pouring it on. Roman Kopylov gets a takedown and ends up camping in control for the rest of the round. You want to give it to Cesar? Fine. I kind of give it a Kopylov. 30-27. It could go 29-28 Kopylov. Round 2 you can give to Cesar or Kopylov. It's fine. It was a very, very close round. Damage, maybe Cesar. We'll see. Round 3, Roman Kopylov neutralizes any offense that Cesar Almeida has. He gets multiple takedowns. He holds control. Lands light ground and pound. But Cesar Almeida did nothing. He did absolutely nothing in round 3. And a judge gave him round 3. Or he gave him round 1, but everyone knows he didn't give him round 1 because that was the clearest round of all time. Possible 10. Not really a 10-8, but as close to a 10-8 as you can get without getting it. Kopylov won this 30-27, 29-28. A judge giving that to Cesar Almeida is fucking ridiculous. These guys have no idea what they're doing. Awful scorecard. We get to this fight. Rear naked choke. We get to this one. Who the fuck gave it 29-28 Dawson? It's a clear 30-27. Dawson wins every round very easily at 13 minutes and 46 seconds of control time. Some judge gave it to Selecki because he tried to throw up a guillotine for 30 seconds. Ridiculous, dude. These guys don't know what they're doing. Get them out of the sport. They're going to ruin someone's fucking career. You know, all the decisions went the right way tonight, but these are really bad scorecards. Someone's career is going to get ruined. Get out of New Jersey. Don't go back to New Jersey. Fuck the state. Fuck the whole state. Get out of New Jersey. Ridiculous. This one's all right. I had 29-28 Matthews. Judge gave it 30-27 Matthews. I was texting my buddy Spetta. Shout out Spetta. He had it 3-0 Matthews. Maybe because that last flurry in the last 30 seconds of round one. Could go either way. Not upset with those scorecards, but it was a clear Matthews win. This is a 29-28 Hafez fight. Mickey Gall won the third round very clearly to me. I don't know what the judges saw that made it 30-27. The right guy won, but it's 29-28 Hafez. You had two people that gave Basel Hafez the third round for no reason. Don't think he deserved it. The right guy won, but again, bad scorecards. This is all right. I think Jocelyn Edwards probably got round two from some of the judges because all Aylin Perez did was spinning backfist and knock her down. But it is what it is. Split decision here. How? You have two judges that saw 30-27 Lima. I have 30-27 Lima on my card. 29-28 Raposo. They gave round one and round two to Raposo. Dude, are you serious? Raposo did nothing but get his leg chewed the entire fight. He landed a takedown that lasted for 9 seconds. Want to know who else had 9 seconds of control? Andre Lima. I don't know what these judges think they're doing. They're going to ruin somebody's career. I'm absolutely appalled. Like, the judges need to be fixed. They need to be investigated. This is disgusting to see. Someone's career is going to get fucking ruined. You're going to have people that are fighting for their life, on the brink of getting cut, need a win, don't get the win because the other fighter's more popular or because the judge isn't fucking doing anything other than looking at their phone the whole time. And someone's career is going to get ruined. They're going to get cut. They're going to lose a fight that could get them to a title fight. It's going to be like, and it's happening in big fights too. It's not just like the early prelim opener, or it's happening in the prelim headliner. It's happening in the co-main event. What are we doing here, guys? I'm appalled. DC also said something on the broadcast that says Sean Strickland should get the winner of Israel Adesanya versus Dricus du Plessis, or Sean Strickland should be ready if Izzy can't make the walk. So he kind of just spoiled Israel Adesanya versus Dricus du Plessis in Australia for us. Okay. So this fight's probably happening. Can anyone explain to me what Israel Adesanya has done to deserve this? Now, don't get me wrong, this fight sells crazy pay-per-views. There will be heat, there will be animosity. I actually think Dricus would win this fight because I think his grappling is going to be good enough to get to Adesanya. But Israel Adesanya lost to Alex Pereira. He was a long-reigning champion, so he deserves an immediate rematch. He got his immediate rematch, knocked out Pereira, and won. So what happens next? He gets booked a fight against Dricus that they tried to set Dricus up to lose because for some reason they want Izzy as a champion. I don't get it. People don't like the guy, but they want him as champion for some reason. I don't understand. But Dricus can't make a fight after going to war with Whitaker on 9 weeks notice. So Strickland steps up and takes it. And Strickland, 49-46 is Izzy, beats him so bad that Izzy goes into retirement for a year. Since then, Strickland fought Dricus and lost the title, debatably. I think he won. Yes, 70% of people, they think he won. It going to Dricus. Now, I talked about how fucking bad judges are and how robberies are going to ruin the sport, and it's intensely sad. That fight, if you call it for Dricus, is not a robbery. It's a very close fight. I gave Strickland 1, 2, and 5, and Dricus 3 and 4. If you had it 2-2 going into the 5th, Sean Strickland wins that fight, and I think that's how most people had it. If you had a 3-1 Dricus going into 5, then Dricus wins the fight 3-2. Not that upset about that decision. I was that day because I'm a Strickland fan, but I'm a Dricus fan too. That fight can go to Dricus. It's fine. So since then, Sean goes, fuck, I want my title back. I got to stay active. I'm not going to get an immediate rematch, even though I deserve it because I went to a split decision with a guy who took the title from me. Deserves the rematch, but okay. You're going to go fight to get your way back to a rematch? Fine. Based. Takes a fight down in the rankings against number 7 Paulo Costa, who just got a shot up at the rankings at number 3 Whitaker, which he didn't deserve. Well, he deserved Whitaker. He doesn't deserve Strickland. But Strickland says, screw it. I want to fight. I'm taking the fight. Strickland dog walks him. Not the most fun fight. But I don't know what you guys want from Sean Strickland, knowing that he stood there in boxing range, walking forward the entire fight. Costa just backed away the whole time. If Costa stood there and met in the middle, he probably would have had more success, but it would have been a way more fun fight. You can't fully blame Strickland for that, man. You can't. Because he stood there and walked into boxing range like he always does. Costa just wasn't game for it. So, Strickland wins. Should have another shot at Dricus. Should have the next title fight against Dricus. But Israel Adesanya is going to get it looks like, per DC on commentary. Izzy lost to Strickland, has done nothing, and he's going to get the Dricus fight because he's going to sell the most money. Not only that, he's going to get it in his home country of Australia, even though we all know he's from China. He's literally Chinese, but whatever. I get giving him an immediate rematch if he lost his title after a long reign, but he already got his immediate rematch against Pereira. Why does he just get one against Dricus? Dricus isn't even the guy that beat him. But there's animosity in this fight. And I get it. It's going to sell a ton of pay-per-views, and I do want to see this fight. But I also want to see the right guy get the title. Israel Adesanya is not the right guy to get the title. I'm really annoyed with everything I saw after 302. Dana White being a dickhead. Joe Rogan on commentary needs to go. This guy will glaze leg kicks like crazy. First 2 leg kicks Paulo Costa throws, he goes, oh, he hurt Strickland. The leg's compromised. He can't walk. It's been 2 leg kicks, and he's walking on it in round 5, head kicking Costa. The guy doesn't know what he's talking about anymore. He's a senile old man now. And I like Joe Rogan. I don't like him on commentary. He's done on commentary. Please. This is miserable to watch. Not only that, Joe Rogan is very outspoken about Herb Dean and other referees standing fighters up. You can't stand a fighter up. The guy should work his way to all the way up. He says that on every single fight card. All the time. Grant Dawson is laying on Joe Solecki the whole time working. Joe doesn't say peep about letting him up. Doesn't say shit. Roman Kopylov gets multiple takedowns and lays on top of Cesar Almeida. Rogan is 30 seconds in saying that they should let him up or he's going to let him up. Dude, what are you talking about? You're the same guy that let Grant Dawson 2 fights ago lay on top of Joe Solecki and say nothing. You're the same guy that criticizes all the referees for letting people up because you glaze jiu-jitsu. You're the same guy that talks about how Ryan Hall is one of the most dangerous guys in the sport because he's really good off his back. The guy lays on his back for 15 minutes and you're okay with him staying there. But Roman Kopylov gets top position on a takedown multiple times because he's with a dangerous striker and you want him up after 30 seconds? Joe Rogan's got to go, man. Do your podcast. It's great. Watch the fights with the buddies. Show up as a fan in the crowd. Fuck it, if you want to work it, don't work the desk. Just talk to the fighters and do all the interviews. I'm cool with that. But talking about leg kicks every fight, bitching about how fighters shouldn't be stood up, and then watching Roman Kopylov do it to a glory kickboxer that you want to act like you know more than everybody else. Joe, we get it. You like glory kickboxing. You know about glory kickboxing. You don't need to defend every single glory kickboxer that comes into MMA like they're Alex Pereira. Not all of them are. You were right about Pereira. We should have been scared. He's one of the best. But now you're defending Cesar Almeida? Is it because he's a glory kickboxer, Joe? I'm appalled. Appalled. I didn't think UFC 302 would get me this mad. I didn't think I was going to get this worked up in the video, but you know what? It was fun. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy the content. Just wanted to get some things off my chest. I like having fun. I like freaking out a little bit. So, thanks again. Toodle pip. Just robbed that from Guru. Tough.